Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where you get everything you need to know in 90 seconds to 9 o'clock, with news from a key G20 meeting in Turkey. But first, as we get closer to the Fed's key September rate decision, both policy and market voices are rising to counsel against an increase that would hurt their special interests. On the policy front, the head of the IMF has come out saying that the Fed should not rush to lift rates. They fear other markets may not be ready for a rise. On the market front, US jobs growth may have slowed in August, but the unemployment rate dropped to a 7-year low and wage growth grew faster at 2.2%. And this seems enough to keep alive the prospect of a September rate hike. At a G20 meeting of finance ministers and central bank bosses, all countries there pledged to refrain from competitive devaluations and resist all forms of protectionism, including China, whose economic slowdown and Wild West share markets could drag on weakening global growth. But it's probably fair to say no one really believes the Chinese G20 commitment. By the way, the reason economic news out of China seems to have gone quiet is because the country was on holiday at the end of last week. And it is a holiday weekend in the US as well. New official Canadian research shows sovereign borrowers are falling behind on record sums of debt. The study paints a bleak picture of global sovereign solvency, suggesting that arrears, defaults, and debt restructuring are an even more frequent feature of public finance than previously thought. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield benchmark fell on Friday on the underachieving jobs data, but is now at 2.13%. Closed international markets will likely see our wholesale rates move very little in the first few days of this week. But the Northern Hemisphere holiday season is ending and full activity is about to resume. The US benchmark oil price slipped slightly, now at $46 a barrel, and the Brent benchmark is at $49 a barrel. The gold price also slipped to $1,121 an ounce. New Zealand dollar starts the week lower against the greenback at 62.8 US cents, which is a new 6-year low, 90.9 Aussie cents and 56.3 euro cents, a 4-year low. The TWI is now at 67.7. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.